Welcome back all to Farm Sim 22 with Andesic Gaming. Today we are going to be fertilizing, well, not fertilizing, uh, spraying for weeds, and then we're going to take in pastime, and then we're going to be harvesting our crops. Again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. Yeah. Oh, keep getting the wrong thing here. Yep. Let's open up the menu here and look at our growth. Let's see, we're going to turn off harvested. No, that can be on. Growing, cultivated, plowed, seeded, ready for harvest. And maybe I better turn these ones all back on. Weeds. Do we got any weeds? No, it doesn't look like we have any weeds. Okay, so I guess we're just going to take and watch it grow. But as you can see, we don't have a whole lot of money. We're right on the edge here. Set this down. Go check it out real quick because I did fertilize it yesterday. 58% yield bonus. Looks like it's pretty common throughout the field. So I'm hoping to take and get a nice harvest, at least a decent harvest. Be able to sell it for a really good price. And then I'll be able to buy the a lime distribution trailer. And that'll bring the crop yield up a little bit more. Right now I do have the fertilizer and the herbicide capabilities, which I bought yesterday. I mean, I bought the tank and then I bought the liquid sprayer. Just it's one that I like. I like to play with it. I like the way it looks when I use it. And usually when I lime, right after I lime, I'll take and spray the fertilizer, and it makes it real easy to see where I've hit and what I haven't. Because the lime leaves a white residue on the ground over the crop right after you plant. You spray your lime down, and it turns the whole field white. And then as you turn on your sprayer and spray and move across the field turns to a different color. So it really makes it easy to see where you've limed and where you've fertilized. So I'm going to go past the time in the day and see what the crops look like tomorrow. Oh yeah, another thing I need to do, I need to check and see if I sold my last harvest. Um, I think I did. Yeah, the trailer's empty. And that one's empty too. Oh, okay, so yesterday I took and I harvested a crop and I let it sit in the trailer for like 2 months. I don't have a silo yet, so that's where it sat until optimal selling prices. Okay, we will look here and we'll go back to crop is growing. So we're going to pass another month. Probably do this 2 or 3 times until the crop is ready to harvest. And then we'll get on with harvesting it. Okay, still looks like maybe one or two more. So it's August. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately this is a summer crop to sell it. So I think June is the best time to sell this crop. It's when you make the most money on it. It's soybean. Okay, it says it's ready to harvest, but we are in September, October. I think I'll sleep one more month just to take and give it a little bit more growth. I don't know if it does anything. I mean, if it does, somebody, leave a comment and let me know. If it doesn't, let me know that too, okay? All right. So let's go back to our little shed. Of course, we don't have a lot simply because was a hard start. We started $500,000 in debt with no property or anything. So everything that's done here has been done through, you know, work, whether it be chopping down trees and selling trees for some cash. And all the equipment's paid for. I didn't lease anything, so it's all bought and outright. The tractors both were bought on a discount. The large tractor was bought at 46% discount, and the medium tractor was bought at a 53, which was a very good buy. So every once in a while, you know, go in and check your discount store. Yeah, check your discount store and stuff will pop up in here. I believe it's all synced, through everybody who is playing the game. So if somebody else um, sells something in their game, it'll show up in the discount store for you or anybody that's playing the game to possibly buy it. So sometimes if there's something really nice in there, it'll disappear pretty quick because other people will buy it if there's a lot of people playing the game. So anyway, the composition here. Let's go take a look, see what our crops look like. Crop type, it's soybean, that's right. So it says it's ready to harvest, still 58%, fertilized 50%. So apparently I could have fertilized it again, but I did not. We'll fertilize the next crop a couple of times. Now, there's the harvester up here, hiding in the background. Red and white, you'd think it'd be easy to see. It is pretty easy to see. Alright, here we go. It's muddy. Don't have nothing to wash it yet. I haven't done any kind of maintenance stations or wash stations or anything like that yet. I mean, we're still in the pretty early stages of the game here, of this particular playthrough. I mean, I've played the game before several times, and I just, I don't know, it's got good replayability. It irritated me in the beginning, with things that felt like money grab, but it is still good. I mean, Farm Simulator 19 was a great game. It still is a good game, and then this one here is just a replacement for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to harvest it by myself. I'm going to let the AI harvest it, and we'll sit back and watch him go. I'll follow him around with a trailer probably, and mostly just let him go. Yeah, my crop's kind of weird in my field, so I'll turn the AI on and off several times and get it lined up before, and then I'll let him go once I get it to a certain point here. But my field isn't, quite lined up with the map grid. I mean, it is in some spots, but not. Very few, actually. Like the southern border there, I think, is lined up with the grid. And it's easier and faster for me to do it in the beginning like this here to get it set up and started. To run a few passes just because of the angles off. With the AI, you know, turn him on, let him run the straight lines, and do this like 3 or 4 times until he makes it to the end, and then I can take and set him up and just let him run. The birds, crows. This game has some really good visuals. The map is really pretty. Looks really nice. And of course, we got the little lake there, a little pond. That's, you know, that the road crosses. It's got a bridge and everything else. It's really nice. I'll kind of take a walk around of it here after I get this thing finished and set up and ready to go. And when I turn him loose, I'll walk over there and take a closer look at it. I haven't done that. I've walked around the one side of it that's on my property, but not the whole thing. Take a little better look and give you all a nice look at it. I promised I'd show you guys a harvest the next video, and this is our harvest. We're getting it gone, getting it done. Oh, there's the train cruising through the background scenery. Looks like one more pass and I can turn him loose. I might be able to turn, no, it's too close to the road on the end here. So we'll do one more pass with him, and then we'll turn him loose on his own. Hopefully he'll do good and won't get stuck or drive it into the pond like yesterday. He drove the harvester into the pond, which was fun. It was fun digging it out. Should have recorded it. That would have been fun to watch. Fun for you guys. I mean, it was fun. It was entertaining. It was it changed up the the gameplay of the off camera play of the grinding for resources and stuff a little bit. It gave me something else to do other than just watch him harvest. And yeah, so this will be the last pass, and then after he's done, gets to the end of it, I'll bring him down to this end here, back down to this end, and I'll turn him I want to say north and south, kind of northeast. Turn him on that trajectory. Yeah. But the way he was doing it yesterday is, it wasn't here. He'd harvested this side of the field just fine, and then when he got up to the corner there, there's a little dip that drops down into the pond. He just drove right off into it. Yeah, it was interesting. So, it lets me know I do have to adjust the field a little bit in the future, but that isn't today. Alright, so we'll take and drive down to the other end there, and we'll start him, and we'll watch him for a minute or two, make sure that he's good to go. And then I'll get the smaller tractor set up. Or maybe I should do the large one, pulling the trailers. Yeah, I'll do the big tractor. watch him, you know, drive down once and come back. And if he looks like he's going to go, which, you know, it's usually one way or the other. It's either he drives and he successfully does it and he does it well, or he just messes up right from the get-go, and then you have to sit there and start him again. I don't know if it's a bug in the AI or what it is, but, you know, it is what it is. It looks like he did that pass really well. So let's wait till he turns around and starts his second pass here, going the other way. Then I'll jump over to the big tractor. The big tractor. Yeah, he looks like he's going to be alright here. So let's jump around. There we are. Yeah, the large John Deere series. 46% off in the store. Still cost me, what was it, 240,000? Something like that. But she's a powerhouse. Need to put some wheel weights and upgrade the engine and other things for it, since I probably wind up keeping it. So let's go hook up to the trailers. And yeah, let's go hook up to the trailers. Or one of the trailers anyway. And we'll take him, kind of be sitting on standby waiting for him to fill up. We'll probably watch him some more a little bit. I haven't gotten to the editing to where I'm really comfortable with it yet. Once I do, I'll start taking, doing a little bit longer recordings, and then I'll start editing them down, using the 2 times or 3 times speed for when we're harvesting, stuff like that. And that way it'll remain on camera without the boring long play. I mean, it's still not that boring, but it'll speed it up and make the videos a little bit longer and show you everything still, or a little bit shorter, not longer. I mean, I've got some of my live streams are pretty long that I did when I first started. 3 to 4 hours. There's a couple of them in there. One of them's a Conan video. One or two of them's. I think it's the first 3 of the farm sim of this series here that I'm actually playing right now, that was done on live stream, and I was kind of figuring that out and whatnot. I mean, I kind of got it figured out, but not completely. I mean, I did some recordings and some stuff with the camera and with gameplay for streaming and YouTubing, 3, 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. There's a couple of videos in there, but just it wasn't meant to be then, I guess you can say. I mean, this time here, I've got a little more handle on it, on what I want to do and what I'd like to do for the stream, and then I want to play and enjoy games and pass on my entertainment to you, and entertain you while I do it if I can. So don't be afraid to take and leave a comment. I will do my best to take and check them out, although I haven't quite gotten that figured out completely yet. I mean, the YouTube Studio is pretty new to me. I mean, even though I've used it before, I never used that many of the aspects of it. In the recording software, I'm using OBS Studio, which is Open Broadcast Studios. It's a free app or free program that actually seems to work really, really well. I don't quite have everything worked out on it yet, as to what I can do and what I can't do. I mean, I play with it a little bit every day. And my videos, I don't know if you've been watching, you'll see in the videos that my videos are getting each day are getting a little bit better, a little bit more refined. and they'll just get better over time as we play. As we record and learn the ins and outs of the studio, we'll get a lot better with it. Who knows? Maybe I'll even live stream with it. I mean, right now, the live streams that I did, I used the NVIDIA overlay for the live streaming, and that works all right. But it doesn't give you a lot of options. It's very limited. But it does work actually very well for what you can use it for, which is streaming with no editing options or anything else. I mean, maybe there are editing options. I don't know. I mean, I've looked at the overlay and such. There's a lot in there, a lot of settings in there, a lot of things you can do. A lot of different settings that you can change. And I just maybe I just haven't found a editing portion of it yet. If that's makes sense. Yeah. Okay. That's good. So anybody out there that is watching, if you got any tips or tricks that might help me out along the way as I start this up and advance with it, leave a comment in there. Everything helps. And like I said, I will try to do my best to find them. Which I mean, I kind of found them. I just have to read them and look at them every day. After I set up a stream or set up a video, play the video and then upload it to YouTube. I'll need to look for the comments throughout the day, I suppose. Okay, he's good to go. So I'm gonna jump out here. Let's go take a look at this pond. What say you? What say you? Yeah, it looks like a nice little pond, man. If I had a fishing pole, I'd stand out here on this little peninsula and just cast in your line a few times and maybe catch a bass or I don't know, maybe even some catfish. It's kind of small for a lot of things. I mean, you might be some I don't know, some catfish or maybe even some trout in there. It's one of the things I used to love to do, haven't done in a long time, is go fishing. Yeah, a little narrow right here, not so deep. So yeah, well, that's a nice little. It's actually a nice little pond. It's small enough to where you could have private fishing and things like that on a piece of private property. Yet it's large enough to where it gives you little diversity. It's even got some little offshots here, some nice little natural hatcheries with all the tules and reeds in the pond. Actually, it almost looks like it's a river more than a pond. Let's take a look at the map here. Yeah, it is. Okay, it's not bad. It's not a river. Little lake maybe. More like a extended pond. But there are some nice natural things in here. The reeds make nice little hatcheries for baby fish. And then you got the larger, deeper spots, the water, the bigger ones for the fish as they grow and get bigger. It's a nice little habitat. And again, too bad I don't have a fishing pole. I don't know, maybe there's a mod out there. And technically, while it's not my property, it is on the corner of my property. I mean, the map, if I go into the map and then hit the farmland, it shows you that it's not actually my property, which is kind of weird, it's being right there on the corner. I wish you could buy these plots. Yeah, maybe there's a mod for that too. I'll have to look and see. And if there is, maybe I can buy them in the future. Buy the property that the pond's on that's connected to the property that we own. And this was actually kind of a different start for me too, because the property I bought here didn't have anything but some trees on it. It didn't have a crop. It didn't have a. I mean, the whole property was just covered in trees, and not real bad, but there was no crop. There was just grass and trees. So I had to clear the trees out to take in, which actually gave me some really good money in the beginning because it pretty much bought all of my equipment. And the grass, I cut it a few times and made some good money doing that there too. Turned it into silage over time because I bought the baler with the silage wrapper on it, and I did upgrade it a little bit ago, the last time I used it. But with that said, it might, maybe I'll keep it for now. I mean, there's still a lot of grass, and as I buy more property, maybe I'll turn one of them into a grass field so we can maybe do some cows or something later on. Just have a complete grass field and harvest it once or twice here and there as we play through the game. Have some cows. We'll see where we go. Oh, he looks like he stopped. Yeah, he did. He stopped. He's waiting for me. Waiting for me to get there with the tractor and the trailer. The John Deere. And here we are off lollygagging around the pond, looking for fishing holes. Dreaming of fishing. %. Was it 58 or 53% yields on this crop? 58, so 58% bonus. Is that bonus or is that the actual yield of the entire crop, 58%? It says yield bonus plus 58%. Okay. So yeah, it needs lime, needs rolling. I don't have either one of those two objects abilities yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the roller first or the lime. I mean, the lime costs money, when you get it. I don't know. Should I do a roller or a picker and be able to sell the lime or sell the rocks, or crush them down into lime and install the well, I've already got the mod installed, but got the lime processing or the rock processing plant, so I can eventually, as time goes on, we make the money to put it down. I can put down the lime processor and then use the rock picker and just pick the rocks out of the field every time we harvest, and then throw them into the crusher, and then make our own lime. Yeah, it might be something. Let me know. Let me know what you think, guys. Yeah, leave it in the comments. Leave a comment. Which way you want to go? Should I go with the rock picker and the crusher, or the roller? The roller's faster, I think, but the rock picker is kind of adds another aspect, another fun little thing to do. Things to use up the time when I'm doing stuff like this here, where I'm just sitting here, get taken, move over and use the rock crusher, haul water and things like that. I mean, the rock crusher has to have water filled into it, and then a certain amount of the stone, and then once it's starts producing lime, then we just fill up a lime trailer and use it while we're right after we fertilize, or right after we harvest. Right after we plant. And we'll switch back over to the harvester and watch him for a minute. Alright, forgive me here. I'll just leave it on here for a second. I'll zoom out, and then I'll be right back. All right. Technically, I didn't go anywhere. I still sat here, but I'm a smoker, but I choose to smoke um, where I roll them myself. Not really roll them. It's kind of a machine where you load the tobacco into a slot in the little machine, and then you put a tube on it, um, and then cycle the little plastic machine to make a cigarette. One, it's a lot cheaper. I mean, it's like 30 bucks, 35 bucks a month versus $100 a carton, you know, plus. And it's also better. There's not as many chemicals in the bagged tobacco. And if you do it long enough and, pick and choose where you buy your tobacco, excuse me, I got the hiccups here. Pick and choose where you buy your tobacco from. You can actually get some really good, really flavorful tobaccos that are really mellow. I mean, they're a lot. It's a lot mellower cigarette than smoking a King like a Marlboro Red or something along them lines. Sorry about that. There, didn't mean to do that. No dropping names, right? Is that the thing with YouTube? No free advertising or something along them lines. Anyway, where you can buy your own tobacco, you know, decide what tobaccos you like, and if you find a good store out there that has a good variety of different kinds of tobaccos, uh, a lot of the shopping is done for my tobacco online. I'll order a bag of tobacco. Uh, if I like it, I order a smaller bag in the beginning of my choice. Anyway, enough of that. Don't start smoking because it's bad for you. If you do, because if you do start smoking, all you're going to have to do is figure out how to quit later. Or if you like and enjoy the smoking, well, do what you like. It's your body, your life, right? Anyway, enough about the tobacco and my smoking. But I'll do that from time to time. It takes about a minute, maybe 2 minutes to take and roll a cigarette or less. So that's what I'll do. What I do. Maybe I'll take and work on the editing tool today and figure out and try to cut that out. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I'm that ambitious yet. Chugging along. Yeah, see over there. There's what I was talking about, the line. Let me run over there. Let me jump in this tractor here. I'll just drive it over there. That way there we can get a better look at it a little faster. But when you lime, that's what the lime looks like. Of course, a lot of you've probably played this game or just enjoy watching to see if there's any new tricks or out there or whatnot. But if you haven't played the game, so the lime, actually that's a cotton field it looks like. So that's not a, but the lime kind of looks like that on the field. And you can see the difference here as to a field that's limed will look white like that from an overhead view. And then a field, once you start spraying the fertilizer on there, the field changes back to that color there. So you can see, just for example, that color against the white makes it real easy to see where you've sprayed your fertilizer. You've, just for example, say that would be limed, and then that would be the fertilized field. And you'd be able to see your lines, so you're not wasting any extra money spraying your fertilizer down. It's kind of a double whammy. Double whammy. It's a double whammy. The double whammy. And I do have the crop destruction turned off, so I won't hurt the crop by driving on it. I'll just go up here and let him offload some of his goods there to me. Let's turn the cruise control down to 6. I don't know if I'll make it up to him. Maybe I'll wait for him to turn around and then I'll follow beside him there for a minute as he goes down the other way. Let him offload this soybean. I gotta give him plenty of room. Otherwise it'll stop and say he's hung up on me on the tractor if I'm blocking him in any way. There we go. Get lined up here. Not quite close enough yet. Just turn on the cruise control. A little better. Speed it up a little bit. There we go. Slow it down a little bit. Yeah, this harvester's going to run at 5 to 6 miles an hour, depending on whether it's uphill, downhill. It fluctuates a little bit with the contour of the terrain. I mean, it's kind of like driving in real life, When you go uphill, you have to give it a little more gas to maintain your speed. Downhill, let off the throttle. And as we get to the end, he'll stop and offload what he's got left in his tank. I'll have to stop beside him. There we go. And if there's anything left, any reserve, he'll just offload it until it's gone. And then he'll move on. Yeah, pretty simple. That's pretty simple. Entertaining. I'll sit here and, yeah, it's a pretty big field. I started out with it about, I don't know, 1/3, maybe less, that size when for the first crop, which was right about here where I'm driving was the cutoff point on it. And then I did extend it a little bit. I'm kind of looking toward the future here with this field, because what I plan to do is I plan to buy the field next to it on the other side over there. And when I do that there, I'll match up the fields here. I'll connect them and make it one massive field. And then I'll just, plow across this corner here. Maybe have to move down a little bit more. Maybe I'll start on this side once I buy this field and just plow all the way across and try to make a straight line across there. And then I'll do the same at the north end, and I'll just wind up cutting out that road that runs through the middle of the property here, because it'll be just one massive field, which will really increase our yields once I get the money to buy this field. I think the last time I looked at it, it was like 48,000. I do believe they fluctuate from time to time, depending on what's planted on the crop. So click on the farmland, the plots, and then we'll click on the property, and it's, yeah, 48,000. So it'll be a while before I get that piece of property. Maybe I ought to focus on that, because once I buy this property, it'll increase our yields and our money, our incoming money, each time we harvest. And with that said, I'll have to cut down some more trees. Maybe I'll work on that on the next video, just cutting out the rest of the trees on this line here, all along this line, and so I can increase the farm plot once it's ready. I'm going to have to do some kind of funny, jinky stuff, because I don't think I can take out that sign. Maybe I can. Yeah, maybe I can take this sign out. Does it say there? Grow together, harvest together. A co-op. Maybe set up a little farmer's market out here. See, there's one of the things too is what prompted this playthrough of this game of playing this farm simulator is the new DLC, which at first I was just excited, thinking everybody's comments, negative comments was like it is in a lot of them, in a lot of games, even I leave negative comments from time to time, but that people just don't figure out the gameplay mechanics of it. And a lot of the gameplay mechanics I haven't actually played on any other thing. It's still a brand new DLC to me. I don't have hardly anything from the new DLC in here. But I did take a job with one of the new DLC crops of carrots. And 4 hours into harvesting this crop, I was only like 37%. And it just frustrated me because I had to quit because it was too much. I needed a break. And if you save and exit the game while you're in the middle of a job, when you load the game back in, the job is canceled out or forfeit, so you lose the job. But it would have been a nice influx of like $38,000 for buying equipment or upgrading or doing anything with. But and the mechanic for carrots is actually very very hard. One, my trailer is too tall for the carrot harvester, and then my tractors are too tall, so every time I try to drive underneath the discharge arm, the tractor would hang up on it and knock the harvester out of whack. So you'd have to come in when you come in driving in to take and collect the resources. You'd kind of have to jiggy wig it, drive the pasture past the arm and then drift over to it, which gave you real short times to take and collect the resources that he had, or the crop that he had already collected. So it made it a real long, enduring pain in the butt. And 37% done for 4 hours was just insane. It was it was hard. You constantly had to sit there and drive it and drive with it and babysit it, and just you couldn't let the harvester run because there's no storage tank on the harvester for the crop as he harvests either. So you had to sit, he wouldn't move until you were under that arm, and then you'd have to move with him. Of course, that's normal when you're offloading, but you had to do that every pass he made. So when you took and once your tanks were full, you would have to pull off and deliver the cargo and then come back, and he didn't do anything while you were doing that. It just sat there and waited idly, burning up, the hired hand wages. So that there in turn also increased the harvest time of the crop. It isn't like doing this here where you just let him go and then you pull up beside him and offload his cargo. So the mechanic of it is, if you did a really really tiny field, I suppose it would have been great. But the job entailed the largest field on this map, the largest field on this map with the hardest crop to harvest. I mean, cotton isn't that hard. Once you figure it out, cotton's pretty easily actually. It's just, or beets, or any other crop that you do. They're actually pretty easy, most of them. This one just was not. And I got the hiccups, like I said. Why did he stop? I know he's not full. Okay, so let's head down to the other end again. Let's cut this crop off right there on the corner, and then let him harvest the rest of it. Maybe I'll wind up harvesting the rest of this corner here. Then we'll turn him loose again. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do with this corner. This corner's, each time I harvest, is proving to be a pain in the butt. Essentially, AI maximizes the width of the blade here for harvesting. So I'll try to do that myself. I think I'm just lazy. Because a lot of times I've just taken won't actually run the full width of the harvester head. Getting one pass. The last of this in one pass. Yeah. And of course we always wind up doing this a lot faster than the AI can do it. But again, it's kind of a pain in the butt to do. It's not really a pain. Just after doing it, say 5 or 6 times, it gets kind of tedious and monotonous. So you hire the AI worker to do the stuff that you don't want to do while you do something else, like sit back and watch him drive. Yeah, it looks like when I seeded this field, I forgot to go back over the edges and catch those little bits there. That's alright, it's not that big of a deal. But that's the key, maximizing your profits by getting every little thing you can. Which, in the beginning, it's more important. Later on, as we get a second field and start actually making a lot more money per cycle, I guess you could call it. Doing those little spots that are missed on the maps, or the crops that are a little jinky, a little offset or off-kiltered. Picking up all those little tiny pieces aren't that important at that point once you get to that point. But in the beginning, when you're trying to make money and just trying to get started, like we are, and we've got our equipment, but we're still $500,000 in debt in the game. So it makes it make every little bit that you make, every little bit extra, counts. As time goes on, and you start to pay off your loan and stuff like that, it doesn't count as much. Still maximize your profits as much as you can. Oops. Jumped the gun a little bit on the cruise control. Hit the cruise control, and you just have to steer. I know there's a GPS, but I've never figured out setting it up and running it. And you still have to take in, once you do figure it out, you still pay the AI to do it. So why not let the AI do his own thing? Being wonky here. Wishy-washy-wonky. I mean, we're at 46%, and there's not much of the field left, so we'll just sit here and harvest it out ourselves. Give the AI, the AI worker, let him take the afternoon off. Send him on a coffee break, vacation. Yeah, each day that you have set up in the game is a month of real of time passing in the game. So it's like giving him a month off. Or just go on vacation, buddy. Go to the Bahamas or the Virgin Islands. Go to Hawaii. There you go. Go to Hawaii. Go do some surfing. Take the kids to Disneyland. Here's a little bonus. actually really, really early on this crop because I can't sell it for maximum profits until June. So I'll have to leave it in the trailer until June. But with that said, I might be able to get another crop in and have it, completed and grown by the time June season selling point comes around next year in the game. Game's next year. It's October. I probably have time, especially since I notice it's only running on real time. So it's only 8:48. Interesting. Well, 8:48 in the game, of course. And unfortunately, the crop type that I chose doesn't have the straw. It doesn't drop the straw. In the enable straw swath, this crop doesn't drop straw, even if I enable that. Which is, this crop actually pays a lot better, even without the straw. Maybe as time goes on, I'll plant a different crop. But for now, this is one of the best ones that I've found. It's fairly easy, and it pays really good. I think the last time I sent it to Berlingrad, and 2400 plus per selling unit, maybe like 33,000. Oh yeah, by the way, I got to a point where I decided to take and just do it this way here because it's just as fast than to keep doing the circles. Run down the row, lift up the head back up, rinse and repeat until the crop's finished. I'll turn this time here. I think I can get the rest of it in maybe 2 passes. We'll try. Oh yeah, easily enough. We should be able to get the rest of it in 2 passes. Oh, maybe not. Maybe 3. Oh, I lied. We're gonna have to do 3. Oh, darn. One little tiny corner that's left there. And we have it. The crop is finished. Look at that. Even with this little harvester and this tall trailer, this little harvester has the clearance. That was something in the past, the smallest harvesters never had the clearance for the larger trailers. This is one of the larger, trailers that can be towed with another trailer. It's already set up. It's already got the hitch and everything on it, and the trailer's already got a hookup on the front, the dolly. Yeah, that's it, dolly, I guess you would call it. And as they say, go. Let's go park this harvester out of the way, and I will get the AI working on plowing it. I'll try to make around it with myself. first. That way there it's got some nice wide edges. Plenty of space for him to turn around. Let's just bounce back to this guy. We'll get him out of the way too. Close the cover so the birds don't land in there and eat the crop. feed the birds through the winter. Put out some feeders. We're just going to leave the trailer there. Let's see. I'm pretty sure for soybean, this is the wrong time of the year for it. Yeah, soybeans. Yeah, 1,300, 1,100. So you show the price fluctuations. Let's see. It's October. Not quite at the lowest it can be, but January it's at the lowest. Then February starts coming back up. And then March, April, May, June, it's where it's at its peak. But October is obviously, yeah, I need to get a silo. So let's plow this field and get it planted again. What did I do with the plow? Oh, back there. There it is. There it is. Okay. Yeah, this would have been right at about a $500,000 tractor if I'd had to pay for it and buy it new. But at the discount store, it got a great price on it. Got a large tractor for $250,000 for the price of a medium. I think it was like $246 or something like that. It was still 46% off. And it is upgradable, so it's more than capable. And the maintenance on it kind of sucks, though. It's really maintenance intense. And it's already down again, way down. And it ain't cheap to repair, so I mean it's been one of the worst vehicles I've ever had as far as maintenance costs goes for this game so far. I suppose I could have just made that corner. Yeah, let's do it. We'll have to come back and pick up that little piece. But yeah, maintenance cost as far as the class. I want to say one of the class tractors. Their maintenance is nothing like this. This John Deere has super high maintenance because you only use it like once or twice, and then you have like 80% or 2/3 of the maintenance bar down, and it costs like $12,000 to $15,000 to do the maintenance on it, or more, each time you do it. So it's, I mean, you can see the fuel versus the maintenance, and they were both, I think they were done. I did them at the same time. So the fuel's what, 20%, and then the maintenance is like 60% right now, 70%. By the time I get done with this field, it'll be, 80, 90%. Hey, leave a comment. Let me know what you all think. Do you like the 1 hour and 45 minute videos, 1 to 2 hour videos, or would you like me to shorten them down? I mean, if you'd like me to shorten them down, I'll try to figure out um, the editing, and do stuff like this here. Try to, you know, double the speed on it for the recordings. Like, and I've seen a lot of videos where they do that. So let me know. Let me know in the comment. Leave a comment. For God's sake, somebody leave a comment. Just kidding. And don't forget to like and subscribe. That's going to help me out, I think, a lot. I mean, I hear the people, in videos that I watch all the time, from time to time, they're always they're always telling me that it helps the channel out for you to take and click the like button. It doesn't cost anything, but if you click the like button, I guess it takes an for the YouTube algorithm. Is it the YouTube algorithm? I would imagine. Yeah, the YouTube algorithm, it moves it up in a playlist. The more likes it gets, the more likely it is to be recommended to other people to watch. I'm not exactly sure how that works. I just know that people are always asking for like and subscribe. But you know, I try not to do that. I'll try and ask for it like once a video, to get the likes. But I won't ask for it multiple times through it. Maybe at the end of the video too. I mean, I've already asked for it. So maybe I'll ask again at the end. But it is one of them things that improves the videos somehow. Improves the visibility of the video. Yeah. Let's make another pass. Once I get the AI set up on the rest of the plowing, I'll take and go back and hit that spot with the smaller tractor. Smaller plow. Overall, this tractor's got lots of power. It is just maintenance intensive. Since I don't have a shop, I have to take it down to the store every time to fix it. That makes it that much worse. You burn gas. God, everybody knows the price of gas is insane right now, isn't it? Right? Holy cow. Oops, got a little overzealous there. Yeah, you can see all the rocks in the field. You know, each year that passes in the game as I plow and don't do the rock picking, it gets more and more rocks. Eventually, to the point I'll just have a big rock field. Just open up a quarry, cut the field out, and open a quarry. I'll try and do that on this next corner to do the same thing where I did that corner like that. You know, if I actually did all the plowing, this would be done in no time. I'll let the AI do it. I don't have nothing else to do. No other fields, nothing else I can do. Don't really need to do a job. Don't want to do a job. I guess that wasn't too bad. Next pass it'll be better, right? Right? It is a pretty big field. And it'll just get bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't know, maybe I won't let the AI do it. Oh, missed a spot. Do, 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 do. Now all we need is clowns and a Ferris wheel. Oh, I messed up there. Let's go fix it real quick. Yeah, I just messed up a couple of times there on this side, didn't I? Let's see if I can get them both in one pass. Most of it in one pass. Nope. Failed. Oh, that wasn't right. Really, game? Are you going to do this? It feels like that was done intentional. Like there was something there that just threw the trailer into that frickin' tree so I couldn't get past it. Somehow, some way, the ghost of Christmas past just made me hit that tree. It wasn't my fault, it was a ghost. Honest. Swear. Swear. Yeah, it looks like a pretty bad spot. I'll have to remember that in the future. Just stay away from that spot. Level it out, smooth it out somehow. Maybe, yeah, yeah. Nice view of it in the third person there. Or from, yeah, from the camera angle. Alright, I think I'll do one more pass here manually, and then I'll take and turn it over to the AI. Let the hired hand do the job. Call him up. Get back here. Quit lollygagging. No more vacation. No vacation for you. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm intentionally trying to square it off so the AI will have an easier time of providing I can back it up today, this time. Try this again. try to give him enough room here so when he backs up, he's not going to back up into the pond again. Of course, I think I'll have him coming at it from a different angle this time. We'll see. We'll figure it out. Let's square this up a little bit. Bouncy, bouncy. Play ball. All right, let's go turn the AI loose. And pray for the best, right? Yeah. Oops, let me hit that corner first. That little spot. Because we know he won't do it. All right. We'll set him up on the corner down here and turn him loose. Yeah, we'll have to pick up some little spots here and there, I'm sure. I didn't do a very good job of actually straightening it up, did I? Not from the initial startup. straighten it up for setting him up. I think the next pass I'll be able to set him up and just turn him loose. Hopefully. No telling. Might have to babysit him. Actually, I might be able to just leave him alone from right here. Let's see what he does. Oh, oh. We will see. Need to come out here with the smoothing tool and smooth out some of them bumps. It seems like that the field would get smoother and more compacted and stuff over time, but instead it seems to get lumpier. I mean, that kind of makes sense too. No, no, you don't. Back up. He tried. He failed. He just didn't back up far enough. I mean, he lined it up pretty good, just didn't back up far enough. That's what happens when you turn the AI loose, or a little early, preemptively. Yeah, there he goes. Looks like he's doing a good job here on this one. Of course, this one's a nice squared off side. And we may have to stop him and readjust, but we'll find out. We'll see what he does. Hopefully we won't have to mess with him. If he backs up far enough, we won't. Let's see. Let's see. There he goes. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Look at that. Look at that. Next month, you get an extra day off. All right, yeah, he's doing really good. He's actually made his second pass, third pass, second pass, and he's doing good on his own. Well, yeah. So let's wrap this video up here. We'll take and let him continue, and we'll work on harvesting and buying the field next door in the next video. I'm Endesi with Endesi Gaming. Thanks for watching. Until the next time, peace.